In the quiet, muddy banks of estuaries and tidal flats, where the water meets the earth in a slow, shifting dance, there lives a creature that defies all expectations. It is neither fully fish nor fully land animal, but something in between, a being that can walk on its fins, breathe air, and even play with stones. This remarkable creature is the mudskipper, a fish that has evolved to live in a world that was never meant for it. At first glance, a mudskipper might look like just another small, unassuming fish. But as you watch it move, you begin to realize that this is no ordinary fish. It doesn't swim, it walks. It doesn't just live in water, it lives in the mud. And it doesn't just survive in the wild, it thrives in a place that would be inhospitable to most other aquatic life. So, how did a fish end up walking on land? What makes the mudskipper so different from its fellow fish? And why do these strange little creatures capture the imagination of scientists, naturalists, and curious minds around the world? Let's dive into the mysterious and fascinating world of the mudskipper, where water meets land, and the line between fish and frog blurs. Most fish are born to live in water. They breathe through gills, they swim with their tails, and they spend their entire lives beneath the surface. But not the mudskipper. This extraordinary fish has adapted to live in a habitat that is more than half land and half water, a place known as the mangrove swamp or intertidal zone. Mudskippers are found in tropical and subtropical regions across Asia, Africa, and Australia. They live in areas where the tides rise and fall, exposing patches of wet mud at low tide. These muddy pools become temporary lakes, and the mudskipper uses them as its home. But what makes a fish live on land? How does it breathe without gills? And why would it choose such an unusual environment? The answer lies in the mudskipper's unique adaptations. Unlike most fish, which rely solely on gills to extract oxygen from water, mudskippers have developed a way to breathe air. Their skin is moist, and they can absorb oxygen directly through it. They also have specialized gill chambers that remain moist even when they are out of water, allowing them to continue breathing. This ability to live both in water and on land is one of the reasons mudskippers are considered amphibious fish, a rare and fascinating group of animals that bridge the gap between aquatic and terrestrial life. One of the most striking features of the mudskipper is its ability to move on land. While most fish use their fins to swim, mudskippers use their pectoral fins, which are strong and muscular, to walk. These fins act like legs, allowing the mudskipper to push itself forward across the mud, much like a crab or a frog. Some species of mudskippers can even leap across the mud, using their powerful tail to propel themselves forward. This movement is not only efficient but also highly entertaining to watch. But how did such a strange form of locomotion evolve? Why would a fish develop the ability to walk? Scientists believe that the mudskipper's walking behavior is an adaptation to its environment. In the intertidal zones where they live, the water level changes constantly. At high tide, the mud is submerged, and the mudskipper swims freely. But at low tide, the water recedes, leaving behind shallow pools of water and exposed mud. To survive, the mudskipper must be able to move between these pools and avoid drying out. By developing the ability to walk, the mudskipper gains a huge advantage. It can move between different areas of the mudflat, find new sources of food, and escape predators that cannot follow it onto land. If you've ever watched a mudskipper, you might have noticed something strange about its eyes. They are large, round, and seem to stare at you with a kind of intelligent curiosity. But why do they look so different from the eyes of other fish? The answer is simple: mudskippers need to see clearly both above and below the water. Their eyes are adapted to function in two environments, allowing them to spot prey in the water and watch for predators on land. Unlike most fish, which have eyes that are designed for underwater vision, mudskippers have eyes that can adjust to different light conditions. When they are in water, their eyes work like those of any other fish. But when they are on land, they can focus on objects above the surface, just like we do. This ability to switch between aquatic and aerial vision is a key part of the mudskipper's survival. It allows them to scan the area for danger, locate food, and even interact with other mudskippers. But here's the real mystery: some mudskippers have been observed closing one eye at a time when looking at something. This is similar to how humans use one eye for depth perception, but it's still a subject of scientific debate. Are they using this technique to better judge distances? Or is it just a quirk of their biology? Whatever the reason, it adds to the allure of these fascinating creatures. Another intriguing feature of the mudskipper is its ability to change color. Like chameleons, Some species of mudskippers can alter the pigmentation of their skin to blend in with their surroundings. This helps them avoid predators and remain hidden in the mud. But unlike chameleons, which change color primarily for camouflage, mudskippers may also use color changes to communicate with each other. For example, male mudskippers often display bright colors during mating season to attract females or warn off rival males. In some cases, mudskippers have been observed flashing patterns on their bodies, possibly as a form of visual signaling. This suggests that they may have a complex system of communication that goes beyond simple body language. But how exactly do they control their color changes? Scientists are still studying this phenomenon, and it remains one of the many mysteries surrounding the mudskipper. While mudskippers are often seen as solitary creatures, they actually have a rich social life. They live in small groups, sometimes sharing burrows or defending territories against intruders. Male mudskippers, in particular, are known for their aggressive territorial behavior. They will defend their chosen patch of mud from other males, using displays of color, posturing, and even physical combat if necessary. These displays are not just for show. They serve as a way to establish dominance and attract mates. Some species of mudskippers have even been observed building nests in the mud, where they lay their eggs. But what happens after the eggs hatch? Do the young mudskippers stay close to their parents, or do they strike out on their own? Studies suggest that young mudskippers are relatively independent from birth. They learn to survive on their own, exploring the mudflats and finding their own food. However, some research indicates that they may stay near their parents for a short period, learning important survival skills before venturing out on their own. What do mudskippers eat? If you've ever seen a mudskipper, you might think it's just a small, harmless fish. But don't be fooled. These creatures are skilled hunters. Mudskippers are opportunistic feeders, meaning they eat whatever is available. Their diet includes insects, worms, small crustaceans, and even tiny fish that get trapped in the mud. One of the most interesting aspects of the mudskipper's feeding behavior is its ability to catch prey on land. Unlike most fish, which rely on swimming to catch food, mudskippers use their strong pectoral fins to grab and hold onto prey while they eat. Some species of mudskippers have even been observed using tools. In one study, researchers found that a mudskipper used a small stone to break open a shell, much like a bird might use a rock to crack open a nut. This behavior is incredibly rare among fish and suggests that mudskippers may have a level of intelligence that we are only beginning to understand. Mudskippers may seem small and insignificant, but they play a vital role in their ecosystem. They help control insect and worm populations, and their burrowing activities can help aerate the soil, improving the health of the mudflat. Additionally, mudskippers are an important food source for larger animals, including birds, crabs, and even some fish. Their presence in an ecosystem is a sign of a healthy and balanced environment. But despite their importance, mudskippers face threats from human activity. Pollution, habitat destruction, and climate change are all putting pressure on their already fragile habitats. As we learn more about these amazing creatures, it becomes clear that protecting their environment is not just about saving a single species, it's about preserving an entire ecosystem. What makes the mudskipper so special? Scientists have been studying these creatures for decades, trying to understand how they survive in such an unusual environment. One of the most surprising discoveries is that mudskippers have a highly developed sense of smell. Unlike most fish, which rely mainly on their eyes, mudskippers use their olfactory senses to detect prey and avoid predators. This gives them a major advantage in the muddy, low-visibility environment of the intertidal zone. Another fascinating aspect of the mudskipper's biology is its respiratory system. As mentioned earlier, mudskippers can breathe air, but they also have a gill structure that allows them to extract oxygen from water. This dual respiratory system is one of the reasons they are able to thrive in both aquatic and terrestrial environments. But perhaps the most intriguing feature of the mudskipper is its brain structure. Studies have shown that mudskippers have a larger brain-to-body ratio than many other fish, suggesting that they may be more intelligent than previously thought. This raises an exciting question. Could the mudskipper be one of the smartest fish in the ocean? As our understanding of the mudskipper grows, so too does our appreciation for its complexity. Scientists are now using advanced imaging technology, genetic analysis, and behavioral studies to uncover the secrets of these fascinating creatures. One area of current research involves the evolutionary history of the mudskipper. By comparing the DNA of different mudskipper species, scientists hope to understand how these fish evolved from their aquatic ancestors and adapted to life on land. Another exciting field of study is the neurobiology of the mudskipper. Researchers are investigating how the mudskipper's brain processes information, especially in relation to its unique vision and movement abilities. And then there's the ecological impact of the mudskipper. With rising sea levels and increasing human activity, scientists are concerned about the future of the mudskipper's habitat. Protecting these creatures may require more than just conservation efforts. It may require a complete rethinking of how we manage coastal ecosystems. The mudskipper is more than just a curious oddity. It is a living testament to the power of evolution, a creature that has adapted to a world that was never meant for it. With its ability to walk, breathe air, and even play with stones, the mudskipper challenges our understanding of what it means to be a fish. But what makes the mudskipper truly remarkable is not just its physical abilities, it's the way it captures our imagination. It reminds us that nature is full of surprises, and that even the smallest creatures can hold the greatest mysteries.